Hello, and welcome to Book Wars Pod. I'm Kristen. I am here with Kate and Chris, and I am in the United States of America.
Sorry, I jumped the gun there.
Oh my god.
Today on the podcast, we will be discussing Empire's End from the start to chapter 10. That's by Chuck Wendig. This is episode 81. I'm doing things out of order. I can do whatever I want.
You sure can. Because you're in America now.
Before we Star War, what are you guys drinking?
So I am having some jasmine green tea. And Chris, what the fuck did you pour me again?
I poured you rum from Venezuela. It is Diplomatico Reserva Exclusiva.
Yay.
And yeah, it's
She
quite
sounds
good.
like a fancy bitch.
It's rum, and rum is cheap because we're racist, so it's great. But it's really good.
Cheap does not preclude fanciness, Chris.
No, that's true. It's delicious.
That's right.
It's like kind of like burnt, like caramel, like banana-y flavor. It's delicious.
It is very good, and I don't even like bananas.
Yeah.
God bless Chris and all of his tasting notes.
I know. It's very helpful.
So here for you.
What are you
and
drinking, Chris? Are you
I am drinking
rum?
the Untitled number 13 from 1-8 Distilling, a bourbon that I think I've mentioned before on the pod, but it is... Sorry, Kate's about to murder me.
I swear... Okay, Kristen. So as you have... Because you're the audio maestro, we are following your directions, as we do for every episode since you told us at the beginning. We are using the fuck, what the hell is this thing called? Boom arm thingy piece of shit for the microphone, so that, you know, to lessen like noise and stuff. Chris just has his hand up on this boom, fucking like feeling it up.
Give me a fidget spinner. Get me a fidget spinner.
Oh,
I have
my
like
God.
2 at my desk at work. I will send them to you.
All right, well, let's meet in Boulder,
guys.
and you can give me a
Great.
fidget spinner.
Guys,
You
please
need something to play with during the pod.
please donate to our coffee so we can buy Chris a fidget spinner. Thank you and good night, everyone.
Maybe I could
Just get like
Play-Doh.
a rubber, just get like a rubber band, Chris.
No, because then I'm inevitably gonna like snap myself.
Also, do you know how loud he
That's
will
just
be?
you being a dumbass. That's not my problem. I play with a
Oh,
rubber band like almost every pod episode, and I do it silently, and I do not snap myself.
I'm playing 2 dots because that's my fidget spinner, so it's fine. Anyway,
Oh
just
yeah,
what are you
I know, it's
drinking?
the same thing. that's fine.
Well, to finish
Oh, yeah.
what I was
yeah.
drinking.
No, you've lost privileges. Please stop talking.
I think you have talked about it, Chris. Isn't this the one that you didn't like that much, and then when you add like 1 or 2 drops of water, you like it?
No, in fact, this is
Oh, my bad.
one from local 1-8 Distilling, local to Washington, D.C., and I like it a lot. It is a high rye bourbon aged in all sorts of different sherry casks, like 3 different sherries. I don't understand how sherry works, but it makes it like sweet and like kind of like fruity and like almost like jammy. It's delicious.
That's awesome. That sounds delightful. Even
Thank
though
you.
you don't usually drink bourbon, right? You
It's
like
true.
this one?
This is a more #experimental bourbon from them, and I actually don't like their regular bourbon at all, but this is quite good.
I see.
Yeah, they
I'm
have another. They have
Go
Untitled number
ahead.
14 that's out now, and I really want to try it, but
Oh yeah.
it also
oh,
is
yeah.
expensive.
Chris,
Go
keep
get
just
it.
talking. Keep just
Go
talking.
get it now.
Oh my God.
Leave the pod. Don't leave the pod. I have missed you guys so much.
No, I think he can leave the pod. He's just like fucking like keep stroking the boom. Why don't you? Anyway,
Oh, it's
Kristen.
fine. I just hit mine with my pencil, so it's a wonder.
Can Stroking the Boom be the title?
Krista, what are you drinking?
I am drinking. So I've talked about it before on the pod, the existence of these types of beers, but I don't know that I've talked about this one specifically on our pod. I know I talked about it on Beer Pod. But yeah, let me just plug my other podcast. It's not actually called Beer Pod, despite what I only ever call it. Tashi Station Brew House. I am drinking a Fort George Skies of Wonder. If you haven't heard me do the spiel before, Fort George has like these 3 different types of beers. They do a regular IPA, a double IPA or an imperial IPA, and a stout that comes out kind of randomly and periodically, where they use a bunch of different stuff. And they do it in small batches, and then they keg a little bit and can a little bit, and then that's all there is of that particular run. So these are the ones that come in the color changing cans, and I know I've definitely had the Fields of Green on the pod before, which is the regular IPA.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But today I'm having the Skies of Wonder, which is the Imperial IPA. And this one is codenamed Bat Dance.
Oh my god.
And yeah,
but not
no,
Bat
right?
Fight. Interesting
No,
choice.
Bat
Oh my God, fuck
Dance.
you.
I don't know how they name them, but they do it in alphabetical order. So I know the first one that I had of this was like 1991, and then the next one started with an A, and I don't remember what it was called. But this one just came out on 2/17. And nothing, this isn't Beer Pod, so I don't have to read everything about it, but I can. Zappa hops, X10416 hops, Cashmere, and Mosaic. Lots of different types of malts. I'm expecting this to be a little malty and boozy because of how many different malts they got in there and used. So let me try some.
Sounds excellent. We like boozy.
I'm so excited after I just got done extolling the virtues of 1-8 distilling, which is fantastic. But like, I'm very excited to so we're officially leaving DC in a few months. And
Thank God.
though we're not 100% sure where we're going,
Only because Brown won't reject me already.
yeah, well, either way, we're like 99% sure where we're going. And either way, I'm excited to like get to an area with like a newer, like a different beer and spirits scene, because local DC beer is not good. That's not fair.
That's not true.
It's not that it's not good.
It's not true anymore.
It's not true anymore, but it's not everyone else's fault that bars still only have DC Brow, which is piss.
Blue Jacket is so good.
Blue Jacket's
Yes,
really
it
good,
is.
but they don't brew commercially that I've seen. Like, they just serve it in their bar.
Yeah, they don't distribute, I don't think.
Yeah, no, their shit's amazing.
It's so good.
I'll miss Port City being on tap everywhere though.
It's true.
Yes.
If
Oh
y'all,
my god, Port City's so good.
if y'all haven't been listening to the pod for a little bit, I applied to grad school. I actually got in somewhere. I'm still waiting to hear back. Yay! Unlike last year. Still waiting to hear back from one place. Brown, which won't fucking update their admissions portal to just tell me I'm rejected already. Because I know they already called their acceptances. And they already emailed their wait list. So I'm just waiting for them to for that.
Hose.
I know, I'm just waiting for that sweet, nah, we don't want this, which is fine.
It is fine because honestly, all things considered, we'd probably rather go where you have been accepted,
So
location wise.
Yay.
yes, and
Do you want to make that announcement, or you want to wait till next week?
Nah, we can keep people in suspense.
Okay.
This beer is 8.7% alcohol by
Ooh.
volume.
Get it?
Well, yeah, it's an Imperial IPA. So
Get it?
It does taste boozy and quite malty, but it's well rounded for how boozy it is. I think the one that I had before this was like the 1999 was way too easy drinking, and it was just like the most delicious thing I've ever tasted, and I was just like, I'm drunk now. Whereas this one, it's a little bit closer to what I would expect it to drink like. So, yay, I'm probably gonna be drunk.
Excellent. This is
Whoa.
good. This is very good.
And now that we're 10 minutes in, do you want to Star War? Should we Star War for once?
Yes. Taking like 5 seconds before we like officially Star War. So Space Jess actually asked us to address this on the pod, and we are going to do that now. Chris, what is the name of Jess's new podcast?
Lousy beautiful town.
That's great.
I think.
That's amazing.
If not, she'll yell at me.
Space Jess, who is co-host of a new Star Wars podcast with Abby Gleason of Star Wars Twitter. If you're on Star Wars Twitter, she's
right?
like, she's a person. I don't know. She's a person.
Abby Gleason, too good for Beltway Banthas. Sorry,
Yes.
what? Who said that?
Ooh, you better edit that out. Anyway,
Or don't.
So anyway, Jess asked us to address this thing that happened on the pod, which is don't pirate books ever. Don't steal books. Don't pirate ebooks. Don't do it. There was this motherfucker going around on Twitter. I think it was like last week as we're recording this. As we're releasing this, honestly. Hopefully, if this drops on Thursday, we're recording on Tuesday, the 12th.
At some point in early March or late February.
Great. There's this motherfucker going around Twitter who was just like, had like scanned and uploaded, not even scanned, I think it was just ebook files, like just a million billion books, including pretty much all of Del Rey's catalog, and then was number one, gloating about it, number two, making fun of like the Del Rey editors, like tagging them and stuff, which is like,
Asshole.
I know, like so many dick moves in like one package that I swear to God, this person should just fall into a volcano and die.
They're
He was-
books.
He
you
was being a real
fuckhead.
shit about it, too.
I know, that's what I'm
Like,
saying.
He was being like, it's not illegal. All you have to do is tell me that you want your book taken down. And if you have the rights, I'll take it down. And it's like, all right,
That's
fuck up.
That's not how. Okay.
That's in case y'all
That's
didn't
not
know,
how not being an asshole works.
That's also not how copyright or anything works.
Yep.
I
It is how
Actually, I
being a
don't
white
know
guy
the
works.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know the intricacies of how ebook files are handled. So he might actually be right about that. and
No,
I hate
he's
to say
not.
that.
Absolutely
I'm sure he's not.
I,
Okay,
I could go on about that, but I won't because people will literally fall asleep if they haven't already from us talking about beer for 10 minutes. But
Hashtag copyright law. Almost as good as patent law.
Copyright pod.
listen, I am such a boring human being. I know an extraordinary amount about copyright because when I was 12 years old, I had nothing to do on my summer vacation, so I sat there and I read a book about copyright law.
Honestly,
in
that
the
tracks.
library.
Being well read. I love that, Kate.
So, anyway, don't put up
Don't be a
books.
dick.
Yeah, don't put up ebook files for people to download. Don't be that person who downloads things. I don't care if you're like, oh, I just want to like see like what it is or stuff like that. Number one, you're gonna get a virus. You're gonna get like computer STDs because
Yeah, honestly.
that's some LimeWire ass shit for those of you who are old as we are. And,
Oh, man, what a
Kazaa.
throwback.
number two, that's just bad. If you did it, it's bad and you should feel bad. And go kneel and rise.
Yeah, and, like, honestly, like, one should feel bad enough, like, getting stuff from Amazon because Amazon's evil, but, like, I get it because, like, capitalism is bad and sometimes you just don't have money and you want to, like, have pleasure in a book and Amazon has it cheapest. And, like, I get it, and it sucks that we live under this system and there's no ethical consumption under capitalism, etc., but, like, I get it.
There's
But,
no
like,
ethical consumption under capitalism, but then there's also just straight up stealing.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's the thing. Like, you have your local library, and so many local libraries have extensive ebook and audiobook libraries that you don't even need to go into the fucking branch to get. And you have, like, if you just, like, spend 5 minutes trolling the internet, I guarantee you can find the ebook you're looking for like, under $10 because, like, Amazon or somebody or Tor, if it's one of their books, or somebody is like giving their book away for less than it's worth because like of all the work that went into it. And like it is so easy for you to accomplish your goal of reading a book and supporting the artists and the publishers and editors that put their heart and soul into it at the same time that there's really just no excuse.
Also, if you don't have it at your library, just tell them to buy it.
Yeah, no, that's totally true. Tell them to buy it. Libraries will buy it.
Absolutely.
That is literally what they do.
Yep.
Like I, in a past life, interned at a library, and that's literally what you do all day. You, like, order books and help people find books, and then, like, put the little plastic covering on the new books that come in. That's what you do.
So don't be dicks, guys. For God's sake.
I won't agree with him for the rest of the pod.
Got your one in.
I hope those of you who downloaded it just get an MP3 of Bill Clinton.
What?
Wait, what?
The real OG millennials will know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Oh.
I don't.
Sometimes you would download a file and you would think that it was a song, but it
Yeah.
was just Bill Clinton.
Yes.
Oh, I see. See, the problem is, age-wise, I should understand that reference, but I was a loser up until after college. So,
I mean, same.
You
I just-
wait, Chris. You stop being a loser.
debatable. I mean, self-burn
Oh my god.
on your part?
I mean, no. I keep telling you. I got it on the ground level, and I invested. Now you figured out how to bake, and then you just bake me stuff forever.
Yeah, it's not
That's
wrong.
good.
Great.
It's not wrong.
Anyway.
Good job.
Let's. Thank you. Okay.
Good job, everyone.
Let's talk
We're done here.
about Empire's
That's
End.
been episode 81.
Oh my god, we're talking about Empire's End. So where are we, Kristen?
My favorite question, except for last night when I didn't even realize I was doing it, and me and @RealBabyBird were watching the first half of Revenge of the Sith, and I literally looked at her, and it was not a joke, and I just go, "How old is Padme here?" I'm like,
Oh my
God damn it, I
God.
hate myself. But in
Well-
this particular novel that we are reading, which is the third in the Empire's, is it called the Empire's, or is it the Aftermath trilogy?
Aftermath trilogy.
Great, thank you for helping me.
Yes.
Yes, it's 3 books, so we did the other 2 already. So
Yes.
stop this and go read the other ones if you didn't do that yet.
By the way, Danny, you're welcome that we finally got to this book.
I know
Yeah,
Danny's
like
been
about
thirsty.
fucking time, us.
Well,
I know.
is there somebody else who's been thirsty too, or is it just mostly Danny and his turtle?
It's Danny Pirtle of Rogue Pod, and then
Dribbles has been wanting this content. There's no question.
It's true. Dribbles the turtle, official turtle of the pod. I feel like SC Southern Cynic also has been like waiting for us to get back to Ray Sloan and Sinjir, so here we are.
Fuck yeah. Okay, so
He's not waiting for us to get back to Ray Sloan and Sinjir.
I know.
Anyway.
I love Ray Sloan. Bay Sloan. We are somewhere. Someone help me. Why would you ask me this question? When
you love it so
when
much.
are we is an easier one, I think. We're like it's before the Battle of Jakku.
Yes,
It sure is.
I got that one. And
Yes,
we're
so-
on Jakku, some of us, and others of us are not on Jakku.
Correct.
Ray Sloan's on Jakku right now,
She sure is.
and so is the dad Wexley. What's his name?
No. We will not. We will be referring to him as the Dad Wexley
What's his
for the rest of
name?
this podcast. His name is Brenton,
Brenton.
aka the Dad Wexley.
I referred to him as the murder one on the outline, so I just have never known his name.
You did. It's true.
Anyway,
oh my god.
Jar Jar is in an interlude. He's on another planet. There are planets. Aren't
He's back on Naboo.
yeah. Oh yeah, he's on Naboo. I knew that one. Thank you.
Case we see so much.
This is a hard one. Okay. there are several. I don't remember the names of things. The
Famous
the
people, dads.
I know the Mon Mothma and the Senate and shit. They're on the place where they were, but they're about to move, right? 'Cause, come on, help me here.
Kristen, I get.
That's factually accurate, isn't it?
They were on a planet. You're so right, Kristen. They were on a planet.
They're
All
about to
right.
Nothing
move,
gets
right?
by you.
Aren't they?
All right.
It's a planet
All
we were
right.
on before.
So, Mon Mothma and the Senate and Leia and Han and everybody are still on Chandrilla
I knew it started with
because
the C.
they're fucking Christ. So I guess they're trying to hold. This is probably like the first real elections, right, since the New Republic formed.
Probably.
I want to say.
Probably. Yeah.
Okay.
As far as we know. I mean, it's only in a year after Endor, so
Must be.
it must be. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're gearing up for that. / Mon Mothma is recovering from Rax fucking exploding Liberation Day with his fucking brain chip assassin prisoners of war. So that's
mind control.
yeah, so that was pretty fucked
I
up.
don't like that one bit.
Rex is on Jakku, just collecting himself to fuck shit up, and Sloane and the dad Wexley are trying to find him and foil him because Sloane fucking wants to fucking just rip this man's intestines out, which is fair. And Nora and the gang are trying to find Sloane, not really knowing that Rex is the puppet master here. What?
No, nothing.
Why are you laughing?
Because my brain works in stupid ways, and you said Nora in the gang, and I'm just immediately thinking of Cool in the gang now.
You're the worst, Chris. What planet?
Hey, I said nothing. I said nothing.
What?
Oh my god.
What planet do they find Mercurial Swift on? I remembered his name.
Hey, way to go.
He's a bounty hunter.
I think Terrace.
To what? What planet
I
is
think
that?
Terrace,
Pet.
which is
Pet.
the planet that the female black senator in Rogue One is from.
Oh.
Yes?
Okay.
No?
Maybe.
I don't think it has any other like context in the canon at this moment other than it is. I think canonically it is like a country run by black women.
Fuck yeah.
I think that was like somewhere in the Rogue One supporting info.
Oh, that checks out
if
that
I'm-
we don't know anything else about it then.
Yeah, right? No kidding.
God. Great. So, all right, let's start fleshing out a little bit about various people because people are having a hard time. I feel like we're, I don't know,
Can
a
I
few
ask
weeks probably.
Can I ask a fucking
Yeah.
stupid question? I think
Sure.
it's stupid. In the whatever pre-chapter one is it? Do they call it the prelude?
Yeah.
Okay. Garrett Rex is on the big unfinished Death Star, right?
Yes.
Before it
Yes.
goes kaboom.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Meeting with Palpy.
Yes.
I was very confused because I was like, this happens after Endor. Why this here? But then I realized this is just the backstory about how Rex got to Jakku and why the Battle of Jakku happens, and I'm an idiot.
You're fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
Just making
Everything's
sure
cool.
that I didn't miss anything.
Everything is cool.
Situation
Okay.
normal. Fine, thanks. How are you?
Oh my god. All right. So I think we can start fleshing out a little bit what people have been up to. I feel like this is a few weeks after the end of Life Debt, probably.
I think a few months.
A few months. Shh.
I say only because Mon Mothma has a comment in her like internal monologuing about how it's been months since she talked to, or how it's been weeks or months since she's even talked to Akbar because of the shit that they pulled on Kashyyyk. And I think we were operating under the assumption that Kashyyyk was like 6 months after Endor.
Yeah, fair enough.
And we don't know yet from this book, but we know from just other sources in the canon that Jakku is exactly 1 year since Endor. And
Oh,
it
shit.
is coming up right
Yeah.
quick. So
That's true.
So it's like 6 months probably.
Jeez,
or
that's
something
messed
like
up.
that.
That's a long time.
I would guess somewhere between 4 and 6 months since Life Debt.
That's a long time. Shit.
Also, like, Mon Mothma's out there being like an ableist shitbag. Sorry.
Yeah, that was kind of gross.
Yeah, I did not enjoy
Me
that.
neither. I
Like,
was
her
like, I
just being
get,
like-
I don't care if you're associating that with Darth Vader. Also, let's list
Also-
all the other people who have prosthetic limbs who are cool as fuck. Also, fuck you.
Yes. Also,
The rebel veteran who got an Ewok.
we. Aw. Yeah.
The best.
Also, we have like talked about how it's problematic the way that evilness is linked to disability in Star Wars,
Yeah.
especially with Vader. Like,
Yeah. That's certainly not something that's unique to one character or one
no.
creator.
Can we do
Right.
a bonus on that?
Totally.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
love
make
to.
a note of it.
All right. So with Nora and them, so they've been like going around the galaxy trying to pick up Sloane's cold trail, which they do. But in the meantime, it kind of feels like everyone's basically been propping Nora up because she is single-minded, not doing the whole thing where she's not really eating or sleeping or parenting or taking a break, taking a walk.
Certainly not getting laid.
thinking, oh my god.
What?
No, I'm just laughing at Wedge.
I'm just saying.
Who else isn't getting laid? Wedge.
But yeah, Nora's having a bad time, and everyone else is like fine. Honestly, like I love the emphasis on the friendship between Singjir and Jas, but yeah, Nora's not having a great time, guys.
Yeah, Keeks, you go first.
Oh, I was just gonna say she's fucking annoying.
Yeah, I've talked when we read the first two Aftermath books how I just really didn't enjoy Nora's character. And I, at those times, particularly reading Aftermath, the first book in the trilogy, kind of acknowledged that that's because, like, part of us is not supposed to like her because she's broken from the war. And I, like, totally get that. But I, like, my dislike of Nora is just, like, reaches new levels in this book.
I
Yeah,
can't believe she
like-
got in that fucking escape pod. I almost threw
gosh.
my phone across the room. I was listening to the audiobook while I was on a cleaning rampage today, and I almost was like, fuck you, Nora. You're doing this shit again. You're the worst.
Oh man. So when we were reading the first two books, I don't necessarily need my characters to be likable, even if they're protagonists or whatever. Or even if they're the good guys. But it felt like in the first two books that her behavior was justified by the text. So, you know, in the first book, you have her suffering from PTSD, and she's been away from Temin for a really, really long time, and so she doesn't know how to parent. And then in the second book, she's kind of, you know, getting her sea legs, as it were, and then she's thrown completely off balance by Brenton coming back, and of course Liberation Day doesn't help. And then we get to this book, and I feel like, you know, there are things there that are trying to justify her behavior. You know, the aftermath of Brenton being a fucking assassin and fucking off somewhere, not being able to catch Sloane, you know, getting into that really direct fist fight with Sloane, and Sloane getting away. And, you know, there are definitely factors there, but for whatever reason, it feels a lot like Nora has reverted to who she was in the first book, and it's frustrating me a lot that it's not even, like, in terms of PTSD recovery, you know, one step forward, like 2 steps forward and 1 step back. It feels like it's, like, 3 steps back, and now we're, like, even more behind where we were in the first book. It's just, like, she's, you know, she's been feeling her way around, you know, had to be a mom to Temin after being away for a long time, and then coming back to this kid who's older, and you know, she has so much guilt for, like, leaving him, and she's had all that guilt she's been carrying around, and it's like, it just doesn't change her behavior. Like, I just don't understand the lack of character development, or that's what it feels like to me right now. And granted, like, I'm not a veteran, you know, my flavor of PTSD is not the same as Nora's, personally, but I'm very baffled.
That's interesting, because, like, I agree with everything you say, but I don't think of it as lack of character development. I think of it as, like, this is totally normal because she's not dealing with her problems. Like,
Nice.
of course.
Oh, interesting.
Of course she's getting worse. Like, she was already really fucked up, and then all the shit with Brenton happened, and then she lost him again. And, like, that's why I think she's, like, lashing out so hard at Temin and being such a fucking insane person.
I understand that. I don't know. I don't want to, like, I'm about to get into some dangerous territory of, like, telling people how to parent their kids when I'm not a parent myself, but I just...
Nah. They're
I don't-
fictional people.
I know, but I just,
Well,
like, I don't love it.
Instead
I
of
don't know.
instead of passing judgment on parenting, I have a question that I think is going to get at the same thing, but is more like just, I have a question for you two, particularly you, Kate, as a writer and somebody who knows the publishing industry a little bit. So to me, and I know we kind of usually get into out of universe stuff in wrap-ups, but we're going to do it now. I kind of wonder if this writing of Nora is like almost... I wonder if it's a result of the author, because, and we've, to Chuck Wendig's credit, talked in the past about how he is very good at including diversity of all kinds in his books. Ray Sloan is obviously completely iconoclastic and unique. You have Sinjir, you have Jas as completely strong characters in their own unique ways. You have all of these people who aren't stereotypical and who do bring just such richness to the universe. But I wonder, and Nora in her own right, like we've talked in previous books about how like she really makes sense to us. But I wonder if if we're running up against like the value of having own voices write important characters and the limitations of having people who are not those voices write them. And what I'm thinking about is like, to me, I kind of wonder if it's like a motherhood thing. Like, I wonder if it's like, because, and this may be stereotypical, but like, I feel like there's this view that like, you can't understand specifically being a mother unless you are a mother. And I feel like try as one might, like, I wonder if we're running up against the limits of like, Chuck is like, this feels like it would make sense for the character, whereas like others, and me and Kate particularly, are like, this just doesn't seem to make sense for Nora as like Temin's mother and where she's been going. And I wonder if that difference of opinion is just like because Chuck is a man, you know, he's a father, but he is a man, and he is not by definition then not a mother. And like, I wonder if it's just that limitation of understanding. Like, do you think there's anything to that?
I think it might be partly that. I also think, and this is something I kind of want to talk about in the wrap-up, I think it might be partly because I don't believe Aftermath was originally planned as a trilogy, and I'm wondering if some of the lumps and bumps in characterization and plot and things like that, like, could be explained by the fact that it was kind of retrofitted, basically.
Oh, interesting.
To become a trilogy.
So you think that like maybe like it was planned that Nora would have her growth in Aftermath, but then he needed to add more growth?
Yes.
Interesting.
And I think that also speaks to, I know you've had some trouble, you've been having trouble with Temin's character growth, or you were feeling lack thereof, or whatever the hell. So.
Yes, although I will say second time around, Temin is not bothering me as much.
But
yes,
I do want to wait till the wrap-up to talk about that, though, because I just want to see how I wind up feeling about Nora by the end of the book.
Yeah, that absolutely. I think that's super fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think to counteract everything that I just said, where I like wonder if it's something with the writing, I do think it's fair to say with like, exactly as Kristen said, like, not only is she not dealing with her problems, but she's not dealing with anything. Like, she's just completely like, no part of her is healthy right now.
Yeah.
And I think that that's also fair to consider.
Absolutely. Definitely.
Yeah, let's put a pin in this until, well, I mean, not necessarily until, but let's revisit it in the wrap at the very least. Because, yeah, I know Chris is coming from this from a place of having read it already, as he often does. And Kate, have you read ahead at all, or are you just...
Nope.
Yeah, me neither. So, man, we're so good. We bring all these different things to the pod. But I mean, when I read this, it was like, I mean, I didn't have that same reaction you had, Kate, but that's because like I don't have author brain when I'm reading usually. And I read it like this person has horrible PTSD, and instead of like going to get, like, we know she has horrible PTSD from the last two books, and instead of like going to get treatment or chilling out, she is like essentially doing the equivalent of going on another tour, right? So it's like
and like I think what you're reading, Keeks, is what was intended.
But okay.
I do actually, but I think I think the wall I'm running up against is the effectiveness of as it is on the page, if that makes sense.
That's fair enough. See, I was like, I was like hoping that she would not be insane and run away, and then I was like, of course she did. Like, why am I fucking surprised? She's like at the end of her fucking rope.
Right.
Yeah. I would be really interesting. I know we have some listeners at least a couple that are veterans and at least a couple that are mothers or mother figures to family members. I would love for people to reach out to us on this, and maybe we could talk about folks' reactions on the wrap up. But like, I would love to know people's thoughts on Nora from those perspectives specifically, just because none of us are either of those things. And so like,
and my mom sucks, so I have no idea how moms are supposed to act.
Not wrong. But yeah, so like I would love some other perspectives on that, and hopefully we could lift up those voices if people are comfortable sharing.
Yeah, talk about wrestling. Shall we do it?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Are you asking me to start that?
Not necessarily.
Bay Sloan.
Kristen starts. Go.
Yes.
Okay. I love Ray Sloan. So Ray Sloan and Father Wexley are.
Excuse you. His name is the dad.
The dad Wexley.
Sounds like a priest.
I like how now that we made your nickname his official name, you now can't remember it.
I knew that was going to happen immediately. Because I don't make them up as nicknames. They're not things that stick in my head. They're literally what comes out of my mouth when I can't fucking remember the names of people. Anyway.
Father Wexley, pastor of Jakku and the fucking worshippers of what's her nuts the Hut.
We know that one, Nima, because she's Nima the Hut, and that's in the first movie. What? Oh my god! Come, someone help me.
The Force Awakens.
The Force Awakens.
Kristen.
The first.
The first. If by first you mean seventh.
Yeah, Nima Outpost.
Movie.
You know that, Kate.
Yes, Nima Outpost is named after Nima the Hut.
Oh my god!
Because she runs that bitch.
Idiot.
No, you're not an idiot.
Guys. I don't know.
No idiot talk at this time.
Fine.
So she and brother sorry.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
Gene
I'm gonna have to
Wexley,
edit this entire thing out because I'm just laughing the whole time.
No,
because
don't you dare.
It's so good to just be back on the pod with you guys and not remembering names of characters or planets or ages. So they're looking for Sloane's like out to get Rax, right? I'm just doing plot summary, but Sloane is like, we need to fucking find Rax. So they get themselves like captured on purpose, basically, so that they get brought to Nima.
I'm not sure if they get themselves. It's hard for me to tell if they're captured or they like made contact and they're like all tied up because these creepy Nima worshippers are like, you can't look at where we're taking you because what if you come back? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
probably both.
Yeah,
honestly.
I think it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other.
Yeah, fair enough.
Right, because they talk to the bartender and he's like, bitch, not here. But well, they would talk to the bartender and then they talk to that guy who was praying. I don't remember what his deal was other than he was praying.
The actual
when they found
priest,
him.
yes.
Yes, sure. And they're like, no, not the orphanage near here, this other one. And then I feel like they're like, okay, we have to go. Nima the Hut is how we get to Rax. And then I feel like they pull in Obi-Wan and they're like, let's go walk into the trap. Which he does love to do.
Spring the trap.
Spring the trap.
Oh, fuck me.
Just always feels like a line that should be some sort of inside joke instead of just bad dialogue.
Okay, but like he also does that like a few times in the Clone Wars cartoons. So I like that there's.
Yeah, I know, but that was written after.
I know, but I just like how it's a continuation. I'm like, oh, Obi is just like, let's go into the trap. That's how we're gonna get out of the trap.
I mean,
Not wrong.
To be fair, he's been walking into traps since we met him at the Death Star in the original movie. So I don't have. I got used to saying Death Star correctly with my Invisalign in, and now I don't have them in at this current moment, and so now I can't say Death Star again.
Now it's just slippery.
Remember when Obi-Wan face swapped? Sorry, I need to rewatch all of the Clone Wars and just tweet it because it's my favorite thing.
Can they just like do select Clone Wars episodes live action and do that one and make the person he face swaps with Nicolas Cage?
Oh, face off.
Honestly, Branko Hardin would be Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Face Off is like my favorite drunk movie, which I think I've mentioned on the pod before, but now I've seen it like 80 times since Quinn showed it to me first, and I think it's the funniest thing to watch when I'm drunk.
It's pretty fantastic.
Now I want to watch that while high. Anyway,
oh, it's so good.
So
it's horrible.
So, oh my god, that's amazing. So Ray Sloan is, she's not doing so hot physically because she has no access to Bacta tanks for the fact that she got her fucking guts like blown the fuck open, which wasn't great. And she's got one formerly brainwashed motherfucker on her side, and not a whole lot else because Rax has the fleet, he has the troops, he has Palpatine's secret fucking plan that Sloan doesn't know about and won't know about for a little bit, I suppose.
He's got the crazy guy.
He's got the crazy guy.
Got Tashu.
Yeah.
He sure fucking does.
Hasn't come up, but we know that from
Yes.
Yes.
Life Debt.
Yes.
Other books.
And, you know, she knows she's not in a great position, but damn, if she's gonna let this man get his creepy, grubby hands on her fucking empire.
She still gets in a physical altercation. That's my favorite thing. She's still like, I can't stop fighting people.
And, like, beating the shit out of them, too. Like, it's awesome.
She's like, I'm so weak, and yet...
And yet, oh, look at that.
I will fuck up every bitch.
You used to have a face, and then I caved it into your head.
Yeah, just doing her best Wookiee impression out here.
Oh, it's so good. So we don't have a lot of her in this book yet, but oh my god, like, we already knew that Ray Sloan was a fighter, and we knew she was brilliant, but just, like, super fucking physically tough and ready to, like, throw down and beat this white man into the disgusting Jakku sand.
Yeah. And see, to me, her character makes perfect sense as the, like, mostly crazy, driven entirely by revenge, like, no longer acting rationally, single-minded character. Like, her character makes much more sense for that based on what she's gone through.
I don't even see her as crazy right now.
Crazy's too strong. I would say she is desperate. Let's go with desperate.
I think she's fed up as fuck.
Yeah, I'm not sure if she's desperate, but I would say that she's as close to desperate as we have ever seen her ever.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll go with that.
Well, and I think she's desperate only because of, like, a lack of other shit that she can do. You know what I mean? It's not like she's, like, exhausted every other avenue besides going to find him.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and it's like, I think she's mostly frustrated because she's just like, I have my hands and my brain and this useless sad sack of a man, and I'm Ray Sloan, and how did this fucking happen to me?
Yeah,
he is less useless than his wife and his kid. Sorry. He's also not annoying.
Tevin gets points for having invented Mr. Bones.
Okay, that's true. Mr. Bones is the best. That's so true.
Yeah,
no, but I'm like...
But Tevin...
Go ahead, Chris.
No, you.
Oh, I was just going to say, I'm so annoyed by Nora. I'm so annoyed by Tevin because he's such a #teen. And he's like, I want to go do things. And then when he has to go do things, he's like, I cannot do things. I am a child. And you're like,
that's exactly what I was going to say.
Thank you. And then at least his dad's like, well, everything's fucked. I already accidentally tried to kill people because of a brain chip. I'm going to at least, like, be a person and make the most of what I'm doing. Or something.
Yeah. It's true. I don't know. I'm still not nearly as irritated by Tevin as either of you are, because Chris just hates youths.
He's such a whiny bitch, though.
Oh my god.
Like,
no, I was just gonna say the exact same thing that Kristen did in that, like, he's like, I'm the best pilot ever. I don't need simulator training on an X-Wing. Like, send me up in the real thing, despite the fact that he, like, crashes 10 times around the simulator. And then he gets to fly the Moth in an actual battle. He's like, Mom.
Yeah, like, she's literally yeeting herself out of the spaceship, and he's screaming, Mom.
Yo, I heard Felicity Huffman got him into flight school, though.
Oh my fucking
That is so
God.
timely and funny, Dad.
I know this podcast. Now we need to make sure this podcast comes out tomorrow, so it's still timely.
It's not coming out tomorrow. It's coming
I
out
know.
Tuesday.
Is it though?
Sure. Yes. No, it's supposed to come. Yeah, I don't have anything to do tomorrow, so that was the plan.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing more of Ray Sloan fucking shit up. I am not looking forward to more of Nima the Hutt's creepy ass cult that reminds me of. I swear to Chris, look up for me real quick. What year this book was published, and then what year Phasma was published? Because I feel like Chuck and Delilah S. Dawson. Jesus Christ.
She'd probably be fine with that.
Yeah, she would. I feel like they went to see Mad Max Fury Road and then just talked about it endlessly, and both were super inspired by it, because I get serious, like, Cult of Immortan Joe vibes from this shit, and it's just, especially with, like, their mouths, like, hooked shut, and, like,
Fury Road came out in 2015. Both Empire's End and Phasma came out in 2017.
Boom!
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong.
Connections.
But
I
also,
want to
like,
say, if I remember
Jack was a
correctly,
shithole.
It is.
yes. I want to say this came out a few months before Phasma.
Okay.
But
Well, because Chuck,
Darth
I mean-
and Turnus, correct us on that.
Chuck and Delilah are besties.
They are, it's true.
Also, chances are, even if they came out a month apart, they were writing them at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. What do we think Nima's texture's like?
Okay, wow.
Like if Diego were to, like, touch Jabba and then touch Nima, like, what do
I-
we think the difference is?
Chris, we
It's like
don't
Chris
know.
just, like, asked about the mouthfeel of something. I'm
Do we think
upset.
Nima's moist?
Is she like a Cheeto?
I don't
or-
know.
I feel like
did-
she's smooth. I feel like, because, like, Jabba, I feel like Jabba's, like, not smooth. Like, very not smooth.
No, but he is.
I feel like he's not.
don't-
Is he?
I just.
I don't think he seems.
know-
He seems wrinkly.
Okay, here's the solution. We finally let Diego fucking touch Jabba so he can report back, and
That's
we
fine.
can. Well,
I
we'll figure
know.
it out.
If Cassian does not meet Jabba the Hutt, a crime has been committed. A violent crime
Yes.
has been committed upon this fandom.
Agree.
For the texture.
No, but actual thing from the book, but still trolling. We hear she has like a apparently. Oh my god, I'm belching. Sorry, I drank that so fast.
This is a lot. There's a lot going on. Hello,
Sorry.
everyone.
Honestly, I'm not sure that wasn't an improvement over the last 30 seconds of content.
Oh my god.
We're perfect. So. What was I
Some
gonna say?
mess.
Oh, I was going
God
to say
damn it.
that I didn't realize that like Hutts could look. I mean, this is probably me being racist against Hutts, but I was like, aren't they all just like, aren't Hutts blobs? Isn't that the whole point? Don't they look like slugs? And then I made the mistake of looking Nima up on Wikipedia,
Oh no.
and
Wait, is there art?
yeah, there is.
Oh god. Chris is
I
looking
know.
now.
Well, because I couldn't figure out how to spell her name, and I was curious because I
love
was
you.
listening to the audiobook. And so I looked it up, and I was like, okay, that hut has tits. Someone please help me. Which I guess
Hold
all
up.
the lady huts have tits, but that...
I'm trying to remember. Keeks, I need you to watch the episode and then report back next time we record the pod. The episode where Obi and Quinlan Boss go to visit Mama Hut, and she's like gigantic.
I think she has tits, but I think it might just be like... It's not as pronounced as they look in the weird art that's on Wikipedia.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, just for the sake of argument, are we operating under the assumption that Jabba doesn't have tits? Because
Well, they're smaller than hers. Did you look at the art?
Why do men
I'm
have
looking, I'm not
nipples?
finding it.
What?
Why do men have nipples?
Are you not spelling it right?
No, I'm spelling it right.
Nima the Hut.
What are you doing?
Stupid ads. Hang on.
Oh my god. We're gonna just present this segment of the pod completely uncut, and it's just gonna be so
Yeah,
riveting.
right. No, don't you dare cut any of
For
this.
Everyone.
Why would I ever? I think there was.
No,
Why is there not art? And I'm just like,
Are you on drugs?
Did you just go into Tumblr and assume it was Wikipedia?
Oh my
I
god.
hate you so much. Let me live. Actually, I think I looked it up on mobile, and maybe it comes up on mobile. Here, hold on. I will.
No, I'm on mobile though, and it's not
Hold
coming
on.
up.
Hold
Guys,
on.
can we please stop looking at Nima the Hutt's tits?
No, we can't.
We're not. We're very clearly not looking at Nima the Hutt's tits.
Hold on.
So
I'm gonna
upset
I'm gonna
right
paste
now.
it in the outline.
I'm so angry.
All right, viewers, if you have a favorite picture
Viewers.
of Nima the Hutt, yes, viewers.
Yeah, look in the outline now. I put her in there.
Her. Oh my god. I don't see anything. Won't load.
I was gonna say that's a blank picture.
Yep.
Cool.
Great. I just highlighted it and it's a little white box. I have nothing.
This is just an elaborate troll by
I
Kristen.
know.
Why
doesn't
would I
exist.
even troll about this? I'm not even good at trolling.
Just playing the long con of Nima the Hutt has tits.
Fuck. Oh my god, let us
Oh,
move on,
Jesus.
please.
Guys,
We'll-
my mom
we'll
listens
re-
to this pod.
Don't worry. I've put a star next to it on my outline. We will revisit whether or not Nima the Hutt has tits on the wrap up.
Okay. Okay. Perfect.
I have never been more upset. I'm appalled. I'm filing a protest complaint, and then I'm definitely quitting the pod, and I may or may not be making Chris sleep in the hallway of our apartment building. I'm just gonna look at you and think about Nima the Hutt's titties.
I'm surprised you don't make him sleep in the bathroom.
No, because the bathroom echoes, and then I gotta listen to snore.
It's true.
Oh, fair. Chris, bring your CPAP in the bathroom.
Welcome to Guess I'll Die Pod. Alright, do we want to talk about the state of the New Republic? Chris, I usually make you do these things. Go.
Yeah. I feel like this is we can kind of just get out some quick thoughts here and we don't need to dwell on it because obviously it's quickly developing.
Yes, it is.
But and so like we're in kind of a weird spot right now, right? Because like we know how Mon Mothma got here and we know that Mon Mothma has a long and successful reign as chancellor.
Yes. Because we have Red Bloodline
Exactly.
by Claudia Gray.
And we know that Mon Mothma is in power essentially until she is not physically able to be in power anymore.
Mm-hmm.
In whatever designation that is, because the Office of Chancellor doesn't appear to still exist in Bloodline, but be that as it may. But at the moment, her rule is very tenuous. Obviously, we've just had the terrorist attack on Liberation Day, which...
People are mad because she doesn't realize it's called Star Wars and not Star Peace, and she gutted the military, and then Liberation Day happened.
Yep, and Liberation Day happened, and also, like, when you just come out of a war, it's really tough because everybody wants to be, like, in Reconstruction, and A, there's not enough money, and B, the war is actually still going on. And so, like, basically she's dealing with all of the necessary problems that come with building a new government. So it's actually very, like, well written, because this is, like, I would actually love to. We have a couple friends who do international politics, and I would actually love for them to read the last two books and, like, tell us how accurate this is, because it feels very accurate to me from my limited knowledge base there.
You know what we should do? Chris has a friend who's doing a PhD in Civil War history. I kind of want to tap him.
My Reconstruction guy?
Yeah.
I mean, I was thinking Brianna, too.
Oh, yeah. Well, anyway.
I have a Reconstruction guy. We have a conflict resolution guy, gender neutral.
She would kill you.
I know,
for
she
saying
would.
that.
She would. Well,
Anyway.
We have scholars.
we have scholars.
Yes, scholars will be tapped.
Yeah. But anyway, so
Oh, I was going to
she's-
say, Chris, you don't have to tell me, but I hate the person running against, or the being running against Mon Mothma so much.
he's a dick face. I don't remember if he's a dick face for reasons or if he's just a dick face.
Because well, that's what Mon Mothma's
So-
trying to figure out. She's like, how the fuck does he know things?
Yeah. No, honestly though, and honestly, I don't remember. So I couldn't tell you.
Intrigue.
I couldn't tell you if he is a spy or even if he's not an Imperial spy, just like somebody who is using resources for ill, as people are wont to do. I honestly don't know. All I know is that he's a dick-faced little lobster dude.
Correct. And yeah. But we're also dealing with there's an election going on, trying to rebuild, trying to, make it seem like the liberation of Kashyyyk was something that was planned it was not, because Leia just was like, you know what, fuck this shit, and went to do her Leia thing in Life Debt. And then, you know, of course, they discovered that the whole ass Imperial fleet is just chilling on Jakku. So there's a lot of balls
There's
in the air.
a dreadnought.
Yes, everything is a problem. Everything is a problem. Everything is bad.
Oh, and doesn't Temin use the abbreviation SDS or something? He uses some abbreviation. Is it Superstar Destroyer or?
It is Superstar Destroyer. Yes.
I was like, SDS. What the fuck is that? And then I was like, of course Temin would say SDS and not Superstar Destroyer. Please launch me into the sun.
Nerd. Tim's a nerd.
So anyway,
Good talk.
so we've only really seen elections happening in the books. This is the second time because we read Bloodline by Claudia Grain, our episodes 4 through 8, I believe. But I forgot just like how fucking stressful they are. Like I just get like existential stress. I feel like, especially since we started doing this podcast like after the 2016 election, and I feel like now I just associate all of this with just like the most stress I've ever felt ever. And so like, I mean, the stakes are so high, and it's bad. There's a lot going on.
Everything is very bad.
Yes.
God, it's 2020 starting already, and I just hate it.
Super
I
is.
hate it.
Hashtag the horse race.
Great.
Hashtag mute every hashtag on Twitter and throw your phone into the river.
Correct.
The closest river.
Don't look at the internet.
Yo, I haven't been on my Twitter in like weeks, and so I've been like basically just on the Book Wars Pod Twitter for like in case there's Star Wars news, but the Book Wars Pod Twitter doesn't have any politics subscribes. And so like I have been so disconnected from political news, and it's been great.
That's what happened when I was in Denmark. That's like what always happens when I'm in Denmark, because like news happens during my night. So I never know what the fuck's going on unless I'm like, I need to go look. Because like I'm not used to like going to read the same shit every day. Like I don't do that anymore because I'm not living in DC. Mm-hmm. So normally it's just like I rely on the few politics shit I follow on Twitter, and like that keeps me updated. But when I'm abroad, I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. And it's nice, but also horrifying. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Denmark pod.
So Leia's super duper pregnant, to the point where she makes the same joke as every pregnant lady, and she goes, I did not know it was possible to be this pregnant.
Yes.
Which is fucking amazing because we love Leia.
Also, you know,
and Han's an idiot.
Never mind. I know. Like, never mind that Leia is a twin, and anyway. So we've already seen that Han's freaking out, which is, you know, about parenthood, and he freaks out about parenthood for pretty much the entire time that he is a parent, as we have seen in many places, especially Last Shot by Daniel Jose Older, where he's just kind of like, I don't know how to be a father when I'm a fucking pirate, smuggler, motherfucker, what the hell is this? Except he hasn't even gotten to that point yet, so he's just buying too much produce and like trying to like force feed his wife prenatal vitamins, and every time she like stands like within 100 foot radius of a bottle of whiskey, he starts screaming. Like, he's just freaking out.
But she still has to answer the door though.
Yes she does.
Bitch, why didn't you answer the door? I have so many Jogan fruit. Han, why the fuck do you have so many Jogan fruit?
Oh my god.
When the doctor said I needed Jogan fruit, he said like a little bit more than normal, not like only fucking Jogan fruit, you dumb idiot.
Which is pretty much literally what Leia says to him, which is incredible.
Yes.
I also like died laughing because like, you know, Chris and I are not necessarily planning on having kids, but Chris, if I were pregnant, this would be you.
Oh, absolutely. No question.
Like,
no goddamn question.
100%, this would be you.
Also, like,
are
stop
you
making
supposed
your
to eat
pregnant
grapefruit?
Also, stop making your pregnant wife upset, Han.
All the time.
Just,
all the time.
I'm like, he's so worried. Like, he literally is bitching about why she didn't come open the door, and then he's like, you really should get off your feet more often. Like, you are such a dumb fuck. Oh my god.
We've talked numerous times in the past about Han and Leia's marriage and, how they negotiate it and all kinds of things, and it's pretty much every fucking episode of the pod where we're talking about Han and or Leia. But, clearly they've got a little bit of fine-tuning to do.
Well, also she's,
stage.
in her 3rd trimester, and I'm not blaming this on Leia. I just mean, by that point, from what I know of, my friends who were pregnant and have since pooped out kids, it's neither one of you can ever do anything correctly. It's just you want to kill the other person that you're having this kiddo with.
That sounds
or whoever is around you.
That sounds approximately correct. I don't know. We I don't know. We had a friend who pooped out a baby at the end of October who we've probably mentioned, official nephew of the pod. I feel like she and her husband were pretty chill, but that's because they're really, really, really abnormally chill people.
Well, and they're just so yeah. Yes. Can you imagine if it was war? And your Mon Mothma was up your ass about doing whatever the fuck you wanted, and you were like, I am so pregnant, I will rip your arms off. I am so tired.
Yes. Yeah, maybe it has been 6 months, because I also recall Leia was pregnant, but she was just realizing she was pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's right.
I think that's a good time marker. Okay.
Yeah.
Must be right. I had something else to say and then it floated away. Oh, I love how Han calls, stop pissing your pregnant wife off. If she says little angel and you say little scoundrel one more time. What?
Little bandit.
Little bandit, sorry.
Which I think is adorable, but
it
you
is
are absolutely
adorable.
Correct.
Little angel! It's she's gonna kill you, Han.
I think
she's
my
gonna
favorite
yeet
part,
the baby at you.
right?
I just shoot the baby straight out her vagina at Han's head.
I think my favorite part of this whole first quarter of the book is when Leia walks in on them planning to go to Jakku, and she's like, "Yep, should have known this was coming. You're not going."
So good.
Oh my god. And she's like, ugh, if I was a dumb pregnant bitch, I would sleep in, so you guys better wait so I can stop you.
I know, right? That was very Leia.
Oh my
That was
god.
so peak.
So good.
Yeah, I will say Chuck's writing of Leia continues to be phenomenal.
Amazing. It's Leia we've never seen before, and that's amazing.
Yes, absolutely.
Is that all we want to say? I'm sure we're going to say more about Leia.
I'm sure
I tried to make them wait until next week, and we couldn't.
But
handle
Jogan fruits.
Please
Listen,
enjoy.
I needed to laugh at the Jogan fruit, especially because there's a fanon thing about with Rebels and Kanera about, so Kanera likes Malorans, and there's this fanon thing that Ezra left her a Maloran before he left because he knew she was pregnant. He could sense she was pregnant. And he was just she's gonna have fucking fruit cravings like crazy, so I'm gonna be a conscientious son before I get sucked up by space whales. Leave her.
Also,
food.
fruit cravings while you're pregnant are not necessarily real.
It's
And
true.
you know what? To that I ask, though, why not a Jogan fruit?
So true.
Didn't care about the health of the baby. Ezra hates Jason, confirmed.
I didn't say he was smart.
We
I
would
have
never
never
say
said-
Ezra
I have
smart
never
on this
said
fucking
that.
podcast. I'm renaming this podcast with your blessing. Ezra's an idiot.
Oh my god. Ezra's an idiot pod. The end.
Now I'm
Yep.
just thinking of that interview where Lady Gaga said the worst thing that anybody had ever said about her is that she's from Yonkers. Kate just saying that the worst thing anybody has ever said about her is that she thinks Ezra is smart.
I mean, the worst thing anyone could say about you is that you're from Yonkers. to
It's
be
not wrong.
perfectly honest with
I
you.
was gonna say, I bet. What?
All right, well, this has been Yonkers Pod, episode 81.
I'm quitting the pod if we're calling it Yonkers pod, my friend. Jesus.
No, but in all seriousness, thank you all for listening to this episode of the Book Wars Pod. Next
a
week,
mess, jeez.
we are going to continue reading Empire's End, starting with chapter 11 through the interlude on Coruscant. I don't remember what chapter that's before or after, so just the interlude on Coruscant. There's only one. Go find it. In the meantime,
our listeners, unlike Ezra, smart.
Yeah. Can Ezra read? Do we know Ezra can read?
No.
Yeah.
He always just looks at Sabine's art and it's like, it's so pretty. Look at the colors.
Not reading.
That's what I mean. That was my
Kristen
point.
Can Kristen read?
Oh, I can't read. That's confirmed.
Is collecting Stormtrooper helmets reading?
Oh.
In the meantime, hit us up on Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, and Instagram at BookWarsPod. Email us at bookwarspod@gmail.com and rate, review, and subscribe to us and the Tashi Station Radio mega feed. I think we have time for one more giveaway before Star Wars Celebration, don't we?
Yeah. Plus, as we said, Chris and I are moving, and we are in current possession of all possible giveaway prizes. If you keep playing with that thing, I'm going to kill you. You're still touching it, and I don't like that. Thank you. Anyway, Chris and I are in possession of all the prizes, some of which are books, and books are heavy, and we would like to give them the fuck away so we don't have to pack them. So
the interlude on Coruscant is between chapter 20 and chapter 21. So
Thanks,
that is
Kristen.
what we're reading through.
hooray.
Sorry. Yes.
But yeah,
rate, review, and subscribe to us so that Kate and Chris can throw books at you through the mail.
Yes. Help us, help you, help us.
Anticipate us giving away shit over the next month. So now's your time to leave us a review on iTunes with actual words. And also, if you have the means and are so inclined, donate to the Tashi Station Radio Patreon. It really helps us cover our hosting and production costs. And give to us on Ko-fi, although very exciting news, thanks to a generous donation from Danny, caretaker of Dribbles, official turtle of the pod. We have officially crossed the finish line on our celebration goal. So thank you all so much for helping make that happen. We're very excited to share our pins with you, so come hit us up at Celebration. Once we have a celebration schedule, we'll let y'all know where we'll be, so you can come find us and hang out. But always still a good time to give to us on Ko-fi to help us continue to cover our hosting and production costs.
Chris's fidget spinner.
My fidget spinner. So many
Miranda.
needs we have. Yes, exactly. Did you just say Miranda?
I said feeding Miranda.
Oh, feeding Miranda.
She's so hungry, guys. She hasn't eaten since she got to Portland. All she's had is beer.
She loves it here, but I have not fed her.
God.
So yeah, if you're so inclined, always good places to give. ko-fi.com/bookwarspod and the Tashi Station Radio Patreon. Our theme song is Whiz Bang by Poddington Bear. Our logo and artwork are by Joe Butera Design. For Chris... wow, that's me. Hey guys, I'm Chris.
God.
For Kate, welcome back, Kristen.
Thank you.
I'm Chris. Thank you for listening to the Book Wars Pod. And if we can figure out how to put our pants on straight, we'll talk to you next week.
I literally put my shirt on backward yesterday.
Oh,
So.
God.
I'm changing the name of the podcast to Nematits. Oh, now
Yes.
I touch the boom.
Oh.
I touch the boom. I touch the butt.